Gouverneure Maura Healey, thank you for taking the time to speak with us regarding the Trump administration's recent decision to terminate the Temporary Protected Status (TPS) program for Haitian nationals. Massachusetts is home to the third largest Haitian community in the United States. What was your initial reaction upon learning of this decision last week?
It's just heartbreaking to me. I mean, Haitians have been a part of Massachusetts from the beginning of our state. And, I think about so many Haitian people I know in Massachusetts and in Boston and in Brockton and around the state who have been such incredible hard workers who are contributing so much to who we are as a state and to our communities. And it's just heartbreaking to know that these folks, many of whom came here following the terrible earthquake in 2010, they did what the federal government asked them to do. They came in, they applied for status, they received status, and they've gone on to start businesses and work in important jobs in industries and pay taxes and buy homes and raise families and contribute to our economy in economic ways and non-economic ways. And they actually did everything by the rules and got this status. And then overnight, after having it for 10 or 15 years, Donald Trump is going to take it away. It's just so cruel and it's heartbreaking. And my heart goes out to members of the Haitian community for the pain that they are enduring now.
Governor, your office issued last week a public statement in response through an official press release. In that statement, you highlighted the potential economic impact this policy could have on the Commonwealth. Could you elaborate on the specific sectors or areas of the Massachusetts economy that might be most affected by the termination of TPS?
Well, Yves, I look at the number of Haitians in jobs around Massachusetts, and if we were to lose them from working, if their work were to go away, if they were removed from our communities and our economy, the effects would be devastating. I mean, think of all the Haitian folks right now who are providing care for seniors, for our parents, for our kids. Think about how many Haitians are working in our nursing homes, in our hospitals, in our health centers, in our daycare centers, in our schools. They provide incredibly important work. I think about the number of Haitians working in construction jobs, building housing, growing our economy. This is devastating. And, as you say, as we've talked about, Boston, Massachusetts has the third largest Haitian diaspora in the country. And the impact of Haitians here on our economy is great. And, to know that, see, what this will mean is if Haitians are not allowed to work here, if that status is removed, they won't be allowed to work. And if they're not allowed to work, that means, for the rest of us, our parents aren't going to be taken care of in the nursing homes. We're not going to get the support, be taken care of in hospitals because, hospitals won't be able to function in the same way. Think about all the daycare centers and parents who aren't going to be able to send their kids to daycare because they won't have a workforce. And then think about, the construction jobs that aren't getting done. And those are just a few examples, but the impact of this is obviously devastating for those Haitian families, but devastating for other families around Massachusetts who are so dependent on this workforce and the incredibly hardworking workforce of Haitians here in Massachusetts. Again, many of whom have been here for 5, 10, 15 years, working, paying taxes, raising families, all under a federally protected status that was just ripped away overnight.
As you know, a federal court has since blocked the Trump administration's attempt to end TPS prematurely for Haitians. Nonetheless, beneficiaries of the program remain deeply concerned about their future. What concrete forms of support can your administration offer to the thousands of Haitian residents in Massachusetts who are directly affected by this decision?
Well, I want you to know that as governor, I will work with our attorney general in continuing to fight for and protect the rights of Haitians on TPS here in Massachusetts. We'll continue to be there in court advocating for TPS. And, I just want people to know I'm going to be out there continuing to talk about this, continuing to talk about the harm to families, the harm to our community, the harm to our economy. It's really, it's devastating. And as I say, it impacts Haitian families. It also impacts families around Massachusetts who are so reliant on the contributions of Haitians here in Massachusetts to our economy.
Since the beginning of the year, your administration has collaborated with other governors in responding to various measures enacted by the new administration. Have you had the opportunity to discuss the TPS issue specifically with fellow Democratic governors? If so, what kinds of coordinated responses or strategies are being explored?
Absolutely, and it's something we talk about a lot because it has the same effect in other states, and it's not just Haitians, it's Venezuelans and El Salvadorians and Nicaraguans and so many people who are now in a similar situation where they came into this country, they were given a federally protected status. Some of them were refugees, asylees, they were fleeing earthquake and famine and abuse and violence. And the federal government gave them a license, gave them permission to be here, gave them this status. And so they were protected. And with that, they've been able to work. They've been able to support our economy and make incredible contributions. And we governors talk about it all the time because this is going to have a big impact on our economies. It already is having an impact on our economies. It also has an impact on safety because, when people are afraid to go to school, afraid to go to their job, afraid to go to court, this is bad for public safety in our state. So what the Trump administration is doing and what ICE is doing and the Department of Homeland Security, it's really undermining the safety of our states, the security of our states, and the economy of our states. So I'm going to continue to talk to and work with other governors on this and advocate to the Trump administration and to the courts to change this, to change their ways. It is hurting us and it is hurting the American economy. Also, my Office of Refugees and Immigrants it will continue to be out providing support and services to those community members who have been affected.
We know your time is limited, so one final question. Yesterday, the U.S. Senate passed a federal budget that includes significant cuts to essential programs such as Medicaid, housing assistance, and nutritional support, services that are vital to the well-being of many working families across Massachusetts. What is your reaction to this budget, and how is your administration preparing to mitigate its potential impact on the Commonwealth's most vulnerable populations?
Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress just passed a bill that is going to take food away from hungry kids, take care away from seniors, take health care away from 17 million Americans. It's going to close nursing homes. It's going to close hospitals and community health centers. It's going to be absolutely devastating. It's cruel. It's un-American in my view. It's not who we are. And the other thing it does is it adds $3 trillion to our debt. $3 trillion to our debt. So it's totally irresponsible from a fiscal perspective. It's cruel. It's wrong. It's very irresponsible. And members of the House now in Congress need to step forward and kill this bill.
Gouverneure Maura Healey, thank you for your time, and thank you to your communications team for making this exchange possible.
Well, it's good to be with you always.
Breast cancer affects millions of women in the United States as the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths. Black women are especially at risk of developing and dying from breast cancer compared to women of other races. early detection can improve treatment outcomes and save lives. Mammograms are a powerful tool in the detection and fight against breast cancer. A mammogram is a quick X-ray that can identify abnormalities in the breasts long before they can be physically felt. Every woman aged 40 years and older is entitled to a free mammogram under the Affordable Care Act every year. Make mammograms a priority in your healthcare routine. It's a small step that can have a huge impact on your health. Let's work together to empower women.
Black men, we stand tall, we lead, we protect, we show up for our families, our communities, our people. But when it comes to our own health, too many of us stay quiet. And that silence, it's costing lives. Here's the truth: African American men are twice as likely to die from prostate cancer. Twice. But listen, when caught early, it's 98% treatable. That means getting checked isn't just about you. It's about being there for the ones who need you most. Fellas, if you're 45 or older or have a family history, it's time. The exam is fast, simple, and it could save your life. Strength isn't just in what we do, it's in the choices we make. Don't wait. Take control of your health today.
That text can wait. That call isn't worth a life. In the United States, distracted driving leads to over 3,000 deaths and approximately 424,000 injuries each year. Looking at your phone for just 5 seconds at 55 miles per hour is like driving the length of a football field, blindfolded. Is that text worth never making it home? Put the phone down. Focus on the road. Lives depend on it. Drive safe. Arrive alive.
Every day, school buses safely transport our children, but only if drivers follow the law. Flashing lights and a stop sign on a bus mean you must stop. Passing a school bus in this situation isn't just illegal, it's dangerous. Children's lives are at risk when drivers ignore this signal. Protect them by stopping, no exceptions. Failure to stop has serious consequences. Do your part for safety and your community. Flashing red lights on a school bus mean you must stop immediately. It's the law. It's about safety. It's about lives.